Hello, Global Gladiators. Today, we're going to still be looking at Street Masters Rise of the Kingdom. It's a few weeks before Aftershock comes out, and I'd like to just look at the concept of value with this game. Being highly modular, that being the calling card of the modular deck system that the Sadler brothers created with Street Masters Rise of the Kingdom and carrying over into their future games like Aftershock and Brook City, you can replay all of these games a lot of times, and that makes it worth a lot to somebody who wants to hold on to a game and play it as an investment. I see a lot of people in other parts of the world, they're looking at the shipping costs and they're wondering, oh man, it could be really expensive to ship this box to me. But that's not the game. That's just moving the box from a warehouse to another warehouse to somewhere you pick it up from. I'd like to talk about what you get in the box itself, and hopefully that will help you decide maybe it's worth saving a little bit more money to pay for those shipping costs, or to buy that extra pack, or to get that expansion, because the games, in my opinion, are really good, and I'd love for everybody else to be able to jump in on it on the next Kickstarter. So let's start by looking what you get if you were to have bought just the regular $109 Kickstarter when it originally came out. You would get the core box that had the regular 6 fighters, some rivals, most of the enemies and stages, but you'd also get some stretch goals, including Max and Clint, Tiger Sulis, and you'd also get the Legend of Oni expansion. For $109, include a lot of value, and you can look that up on Kickstarter.com. Just look under Street Masters and you can see how everything broke down, including some character bios and other information to get more in depth if you've already bought the game and you want to know more about what you bought. So let's see how much value you got with just your original purchase. To me, I'm going to measure value by longevity. And by longevity, I'm going to refer to a board game having replayability without getting bored or without crossing over and duplicating something. One of the best things that the Sadlers have done is they've made every fighter, every stage, and every enemy play in a unique way. They do not overlap very much. So here you can see my calculation. Fighters times enemies times stages times rivals times allies. You have one fighter, you have one enemy, you have one stage, but you have rivals and allies dependent upon how many fighters you have in the game. If you're just going to go solo, you have 170,100 options to go solo. There's a lot of value there, but the maximum number of fighters you can have in a game is 4. We're going to look at that calculation in just a second. We're going to continue with one fighter, and we're going to look at the other options you could have purchased, including the Twin Tigers expansion. Adding in all the cool extra stuff, our possibilities have just about doubled to 356,048 for about $30. Now let's look at the other big content expansion of the Redemption Pack, which went for around $20. To me, value in extending the original purchase is worth a lot. I like having the feeling, at least, that I've invested wisely. Here we can see what the extra content from the Redemption Pack gives us. And we can see we've approximately tripled our possibilities from the Twin Tigers expansion, and we're over 1 million. 1,007,216 individual games that are unique just for an extra $50. There was one more offering. It's called the BattleCon Pack. It ties into a card game that is entirely separate, but if you like those figures and you just want to add more variety, you get 3 more figures that can either be allies or rivals. So we'll see what that does to our final calculation to get a complete idea of what the whole Kickstarter offered for a single fighter game. For our extra $10, we got about 25% more options, which is kind of nice. But maybe you're not attached too much to BattleCon. It's currently on Kickstarter, offering their latest Kickstarter version, so maybe you'll jump in on that. I looked at their website, and it might be available into perpetuity. So if you don't catch it directly in October of 2018, you might be able to go to their website and get it and expand out more of your BattleCon options. Back to Street Masters, though, I think we have to start looking at the acceleration of options as we add fighters to our game to get a true picture of what our money's worth in this game. For myself, for people sitting around a table, I can play a unique Street Masters Rise of the Kingdom game 51 quadrillion 474 trillion 378 billion 9,600,000 times. If you look at the current population of the world, our Earth, I don't know if we'll get to another planet whenever YouTube stops showing this, 7,353,483 playthroughs per person on the planet for $169. Aftershock is going to add more. That $169 in the interviews they've done recently, if you look at the Blacklist Facebook page or Instagram, they've been promoting the podcasts that have had the Sadler brothers on them, and they're saying it should be about equal. So there's an expansion similar to Legend of Oni. There's the big Aftershock box that seems to be double the size, and they're saying it'll be about the same cost as the first Kickstarter for you to jump in and add the Aftershock stuff. Or, obviously, you pay for the original Kickstarter and the Aftershock stuff, so it'll be around $300-ish, probably a little more. And the shipping, they're trying to get it down, but maybe you're tired of the games that you have. Maybe you wouldn't mind close to 6-7 septillion options by the time you get through with Aftershock. I'm guessing at that number, but at the current level of acceleration, with the fighters that they've already shown, it's gonna get pretty high. Anyway, I hope that makes you jump on board and join us in the Street Masters fan page. I have no association with the Street Masters fan page or the Sadler Brothers or Blacklist Games. I'm just a guy that makes videos. But I would like some more friends to play with, and that could be you if you're on the fence. So have a good one.